Let me just break.
That was sick. Let's go. All right, so today we have another East Coast Roasters episode for you. We got my boy Gino here.
Woo, how we doing?
With his one Jade. What is this, a BMW what?
E46 325i with the 1JZ VVTi.
God's motor. How long have you had this car?
I got this car back in 2016. I was gonna keep it stock. One thing led to another, and here we are with a Toyota motor and a BMW.
Just went down the old rabbit hole right into it.
That's it, man, you got it.
Let's take a look, man.
All right.
Oh, nice and smooth this time. Tell us a couple of things that you've done with the motor, just to get a little more power out of it, spin some tires. What do you got?
So, I mean, I always believe that stock is the most reliable. I kind of stayed on that preference there, and I did a J-pipe delete, short ram intake here, and aftermarket radiator, a little thicker than the stock setup. That's really about it. You know, we haven't done too much. We had it tuned by Turbo Mike, 1050cc injectors, radium fuel rail, radium fuel system, full electrical system by ECU Masters.
Nice.
And wiring specialties.
Is that an ECU Masters ECU as well?
Yeah, so it's the ECU Masters EMU Black. And then we went with the digital dash they have. I don't remember the exact name of it.
We just know it's fancy.
All right.
It's an AU5 dash, just so you know.
ADU.
It's an ADU5 dash, just so you know. What kit are you rocking on this?
So we originally had the SLR kit. I wasn't a huge fan of it, so we switched it up and went with the FDF Mega Mantis. A bunch of buddies of mine did some reinforcement work here after BMI. We spun out into the wall.
Things can always get a little spicy at the Bloodmasters Invitationals.
Oh, yeah. You know, you gotta throw down or get out.
Absolutely.
Stepping over to the inside here, we went with the containment seat by Pyrotech. Willward on the hydro. Little painless harness here for the switch panel. Again, cage work all done by Phil and Nate. They did a phenomenal job, man. Really came out super nice. They did the back here too with a radium fuel setup. And this stainless steel oval exhaust that we got on the car, all custom made.
Nate and Phil, he is actually part of Drift Team Smoke. They are our boys, and they crank out some top-notch work.
This is the fuel system we have in here, the radium fuel setup. Phil made this whole containment here for it to keep it all safe and snug. We went with the true coilover setup in the back, got rid of the spring and strut setup. Everything about it's great. Weiss fab for the adjusters in the rear, as well as a ECS on the lowers, Weiss fab on the uppers.
Gotcha. What got you into drifting? When did you get into drifting? What was the first skid you've ever did that got you absolutely hooked?
So yeah, man, I did motocross my whole life growing up. I actually got into freestyle when I was in my late teens.
Yep. Crashed
my dirt bike on a freestyle competition. Overshot the landing, shattered my ankle, and that was basically into dirt biking. So the next the next best thing with power and excitement was drifting.
Absolutely.
I actually went to Star Speedway, and they had like a drift promo one time, and there were like 3 kids drifting around. I said, that's pretty cool. And then after that, they did Club Loose North, Club Loose, and Nedco now, and yeah, just keeping up with it, man. I love it. It's fun, you know. It's exciting. It gives you a rush.
This gets you going, man. It's addicting.
Yeah.
First hit's always free. After that, you're paying your whole entire life away.
Ain't that the truth?
Yep. A lot of guys who skateboard, BMX, dirt bike, it just always transitions into cars, you know.
Oh, dude, yeah,
you just start getting old and crickety. You can't be doing those things anymore.
It's easier to sit in the wheel and toss it around a little bit.
So what was your first drift car and the first drift event you ever did?
First drift car was actually a 93 Lexus SC300.
Big old boat.
Oh, boat, dude. But I love that thing. It was fun. I got that. I cut the knuckles in it. I put a 1J swap in it.
You can never go wrong with the 1J swap.
You just can't go wrong.
JZ the world, man.
Everything, man. It's the best. I love the 1J specifically. Shorter stroke.
Yep.
It's just it seems like a great motor for drifting. First event was Club Loose North. I remember that was the first event. I didn't know anything about it really. I didn't even have my knuckles cut at the time. So I was like spinning out. And it was
your first run out. Like I remember it like it was yesterday. I just remember being super nervous, and me specifically, I just remember going out and being like, all right, like I knew like what clutch kicking was or like the e-brake, but I just remember like going out and like clutch kicking and my car was at like probably 1500 RPM, just like brr, and did nothing. And I'm like, oh, speed is a factor here. But I just remember being like, how fast? And then once you do it, you're like, holy hell, this is amazing, you know?
Yeah, man, it was kind of that vibe the whole way going into it. I'm super nervous, my palms are sweaty, I'm like shaky, I'm short on breath, like a butterflies in my stomach, you know, and then you finally get out there and you do a run and you're like, that was fun.
This is amazing.
I want to go a little faster. I want to go a little harder. And then you get out there and you go faster, you go harder. And then, like you said, man, it progresses. At first it's free, and then after that,
it's all
the tires get real expensive. And you start putting down the power, and we go from using used tires to now we can't even get used tires. Now we got to buy new. And
all the new freshies.
Oh,
dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's always that feeling like you get so frustrated. It's like, oh my God, this is so expensive. Why am I even doing this? Go out on the track for 5 minutes. None of that even matters.
None of that
all
matters.
gone, dude.
Yeah.
We've talked about how the car is set up.
Yep.
Let's talk about the style. How'd you do this? Let's talk about it.
Hello. Yeah, man. So when I did the body kit, there was very little options. I actually went with the click tuning kit. I like it overall. I'm happy with it. I don't really like the way that I mounted it, but she's got little hooks under there. It kind of locks in and then straps up. But it is quick release, so that's cool.
I've seen worse. I've seen much worse.
Yeah, I mean, I could have just sent it with a self-tapping screw and called it a day. This right here, this was a great time, man. I think you know a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was our little test and tune at Star Speedway. You know, the tire just didn't last too long. When she blew, she blew. She took the bumper with her in 2 pieces and
kaput.
A chunk of this. Ian and I walked around the whole track, found it right at the end. So we walked the whole track, and right when we got back, there it was.
Well, I love the car. I love me a good JZ build.
Yeah.
But there's just one thing missing, and I'll go get a sticker.
Drip the east, brother.
What happened?
I think we blew an axle, or pretty close to it.
She's starting to separate from its mating surface, but...
So is that gonna stop you?
No, dude, we're still gonna send it.
You ready?
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh no, there it is.
Ah.
Coming just like that, bro. Oh!
Let's go check
Let's
this
go
out.
look at it. I don't know, boys.
I think she's pooched, bud.
I think she might be, yeah.
I think she gone
I need to
dead.
have a good mechanic take a look at it.
We got the shot. I think we know somebody.
I'm in the right place then, let's do it.
Can't say you didn't give it your all. That's what we like to see around here.
Appreciate the invite, brother.
Absolutely. That's it. Sometimes cars break, sometimes they don't, but that's a drift game, baby. We'll get this thing fixed up and then do some more shreds. That's all. Thanks for coming, Gino.
Thank you. Pleasure being here. And I'll see you guys at Star Speedway October 15th. Let's go.
October 15th. Drift Stars.